What's up, guys? So, after the last month and start to June, I thought this would be a good video to make because we've been having a tough start. And I will say I'm not the best loser, but I'm definitely not the worst. I would say I'm a good loser. I wouldn't say I'm a great loser yet, but I decided to make a video on what I think makes a great loser. So let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of the things I say. And yeah, all right, so what I think some traits are of a great loser is they have a set max risk per trade, they have a daily loss limit, they have their stop losses at points of invalidation, and they stay away from low quality setups that are forced or made up in their head. So having a set max risk per trade is basically just having a predetermined dollar or point amount, it's all up to you, that you're going to risk per trade. So for example, I risk a max of $400 per trade, and then I use how far my entry is from a point of invalidation to come up with my position size. So I like to stay within 4 points of where my thesis would be invalid, and that allows me to trade 2 contracts for a max risk of $400. But let's just say my point of invalidation was 6 points away from my potential entry. I would then use 1 contract. I don't even trade those, but that's what I would do. Or in a different example, let's say my point of invalidation was only 2 points away. Then I would trade 3 contracts. So as you can see on the right here, this is our last 30 days roughly, and these are sorted by losses. This is not in a row, thank God. But yeah, as you can see, all of these except for this one at the bottom here is under $400 or at $400. So what happened here is probably like I could have misplaced a stop by like 50 cents, or I could have had like more of a mental stop. I'll never do that, but I'm not really sure. But as you can see, I do stick to a set max risk per trade pretty well. That's one good thing about my losing trades that I can say. Another thing that a great trader does, I think, is have a daily loss limit. So you can do this in number of trades lost or in the dollar amount, but it basically ensures that you'll only ever lose a certain amount on any given day. So as soon as you hit your daily loss limit, you're done trading, because you will most likely take emotional entries and want to make money back that you lost or whatever. But yeah, like I said, you can create a daily loss limit based on number of trades or dollar value. I stick to a $1,200 loss limit, which is 3 max losses of 400 for me. Do what works for you. I rarely hit a daily loss limit. I've only hit it like a few times in my trading career. But if I'm taking 3 trades, I'm usually kind of sticking to like 3-4 trades max per day, since I only trade from open to 11 Eastern. So if I'm taking more than like 4 trades, I just know I gotta walk away. But yeah, do it, like I said, do what works for you. Everyone's different. Another great quality of a great loser is they have their stop loss at a point where their thesis is no longer valid. So whenever you have your stop loss somewhere where your trade thesis is invalidated, it basically ensures that you will not lose. It basically gives you the confidence to know that this thesis was wrong. I'm going to wait for the next setup. So whenever you don't do this, you might have a situation where you want to re-enter, or you might have a situation where let's say you're moving your stop down or up as price moves out of your favor because you are trying to get it to reverse so that that trade wins. Whenever you have your stop at a point where your thesis is completely invalidated, it allows you to accept that you're wrong and just wait for the next setup. All right, and then the last quality I have is staying away from low quality setups. So this is something that I need to work on personally, but basically good losers, they don't take trades that are low quality. They take the right trades that are in their strategies that meet their entry criterias. That way, when they do lose, it's a good loss, because based off their entry criteria and plan, they were supposed to enter that. And as traders, we know we're not going to win 100% of the time. We're going to lose. But if you can make your losses good and control them, you will be a profitable trader. So yeah, as traders, we all want to be in a trade that's making money. It can be easy to convince yourself there's a setup based off X, Y, and Z when there really isn't. I'm sure this isn't just me. Like, I have a problem with this in the last 30 days in particular. Like, I might see price doing something at VWAP that kind of piques my interest in a way that, even though it's not in my entry criteria, it's not my plan, I might put an entry on it because I think this is going to happen based on what I'm seeing, when in reality, I should have never even been in that setup, or I should have never even been in that trade in the first place, because it's not part of my strategy and it's not part of my plan. So there's literally no reason for me to take that, even though I might be seeing price reject VWAP under a previous session high or low or whatever it may be. So yeah, don't go outside of your strategy or trading rules to avoid taking regretful losses. So let me know in the comments if you have any issues with any things I said. Personally, I think my worst one, well, I know for a fact my worst one is this one, staying away from low quality. I would say that this one is another important one that's probably the next hardest to stick by. These are just kind of like easy to stick by. It's just like really straightforward. If you lose a certain amount, you walk away. If you're trying to get an entry on a trade, you know you're only going to risk a certain amount. And if you can't get it, you either don't take the trade or you size down. So yeah, let me know if you guys think that I missed anything. But yeah, subscribe to keep following my trading journey and give this video a like. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, have a good one.